Well, back now to one of our top stories and the US decision to reject the controversial Keystone XL Pipeline. Well, Adam Scott is the Green Energy Program Manager at Environmental Defense. He's a 5-year veteran of the UN's climate change negotiations. Adam Scott, thank you very much for joining us. What's the big fuss over this pipeline when there are so many others?
Oh, well, this pipeline, it connects to the Canadian tar sands, the largest industrial project on Earth, and the fastest growing source of greenhouse gas pollution in all of Canada. So if this pipeline were built, the climate impact would be substantial, and it would prevent Canada from actually meaningfully addressing climate change and living up to its international obligations. So a very significant project here that could have implications for the water and for the land as well as the climate.
And what kind of impact will this decision now have?
It will mean that the project won't go ahead, and that will mean that many projects that were designed to expand the production, the oil production of the Canadian tar sands won't go forward, which is a very good thing for the environment and for the climate.
It may well be a good thing for the environment and the climate. What about for those businesses and those thousands of jobs that may have been created by building this pipeline?
Well, what's interesting is that we've seen that these tar sands projects in Canada are actually extremely expensive to build relative to other kinds of oil production. And with low oil prices, many of those projects were facing challenges or being canceled already. So, this is really about future expansion of the oil industry, not the existing production that exists in Canada today. So it's a very significant amount of future greenhouse gas pollution, but it's actually preventing that from happening. Canada cannot continue being so dependent on the oil industry. We need to move forward by diversifying our economy and moving on to a greener economy. So, green sources of energy and sources of energy with a future. So this is a very significant thing.
Now, in his statement, President Obama said that the US are a leader in tackling climate change. Do you agree with that?
I do now, yes. President Obama has, with this decision, established himself at a new level of climate leadership that we have not actually seen yet to date. So it's a very, very significant signal that he's sending around the world that we cannot continue to build new fossil fuel infrastructure like this that locks us into emissions for decades to come. So yes, I actually think this will help him in his mission to get other countries to increase their commitments as we go into the major Paris climate negotiations at the end of the month.
Adam Scott, thank you very much for that, joining us live there from Toronto.